Hey guys, you're probably wondering why the handguard is off my gun. Well, I'm going to be talking about a couple upgrade suggestions that I recommend that you pick up while they're in stock and while they're still at their same price. I'll be talking about some external and internal upgrades for any JG gun or G&G gun. But particularly for JG M4/M16, any model M16 or M4. First, I'm going to talk about rail systems. There are a couple different type of rail systems. There's RAS and RIS. RIS rail systems are moonly free float systems, which are really nice. And those are the recommended way to go is free float, but they're also more expensive. And the RIS is non-free float. But the reason why I have this off is because the two, well, not just the two, but most handguards, not most, every single handguard or rail system that you're gonna have to upgrade for, you want to put on the gun, you have to take up this triangle sight, unless you have a perfectly unless you get a rail system that's attached with the delta ring and is the same length from here to here, then you don't have to take off the triangle front sight. But on the two best rail systems I could find for the money that I'm going to recommend to you guys, you're going to have to take the triangle front sight off. And that's very handy because this gun's triangle front sight is removable. First off, you're going to want to find the screw right here, unscrew it, and then pop out the two brass pins and slide off the triangle front sight. And from there, I'll talk to you guys about the two rail systems I suggest. The first rail system that I was looking at was a JG machined aluminum 12-inch rail system. 10 1/4-inch rail system, which is just as far as this. So that's 1-to-1 scale for that. And then you're gonna need then next what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take the delta ring off by pushing in and rotating this way. Delta ring will come off, and then there will be a spring. You basically twist the spring until it gets unattached, and then you bring all that forward and off the gun. Then it's going to reveal threads inside the plastic body. That's where you're going to want to take the JG rail system, put it over the flash hider and metal barrel, slide it until it reaches the threads, and screw on. And that's all you have to do. And then I believe there is also a couple of screws, and that's basically it, and that's all you need. I do believe, though, there's also a piece right here that holds it in under this and the spring off, and you might have to get a big AR-15 D-ring piece and get that and twist off, and I believe take that off, and that's what you have to do. But I have not investigated as far in my gun yet, so don't quote me on that. But if you do, my apologies. I just don't know. I haven't really looked yet. You might not need that though. But the rail system that's also highly suggested by Motor Mania, me, is a Mad Bull Daniel Defense Omega 12-inch rail system. That rail system's amazing because you don't need anything. You only need one screwdriver. All you need to do is unscrew the screw right here, punch those pins out, and then take off the triangle front sight. Then you're going to want to put the barrel, oh, sorry, you don't have to do that. It's a two-piece barrel. So, you're going to put the top in first, and then the rear, and then the bottom. Then you're going to want to screw in the rail system by two screws located right here and right here on the other side. And there you go. You have your rail system attached. That's all you have to do. That rail system is fully licensed by Daniel Defense. and it is only $106 off of Airsoft GI. Mad Bull probably makes the best rail systems on the market, and they're very, very high quality. I definitely recommend those. It is definitely the way to go for a really low-priced, easy-to-install rail system. Unlike others where you have to sometimes custom mill the D-ring with screws, and that's just a pain. No one wants to do that. Anyways, they're both very, very good rail systems. The JG is a little more complicated to get on, but it's still a very good platform. And the JG rail system, 10¼ inch rail system, is only $70, which is pretty good. But I definitely spend $36 more and get officially licensed hardware, which is big plus by Mad Bull. Now we're going to go to internals. There are many different ways you can go about adjusting internal. There are many different ways you can go about upgrading your internals. This gun is already really, really accurate, so I'm not going to mess with the inner barrel or the hop up, just because I don't really know how to yet. But that's the good thing about YouTube, and once I learn, I'll probably upload a video on it. Basically, though, the best thing you can do is get a new motor, a new gears, and a new gear set. The best motor on the market, in my opinion, is the Matrix 3000 motor, high turbo motor, which is a great motor. It's better. It has the rate of fire percentage increase is better than the Marui E1000, which is also another very, very good motor. The motor is so good that the pinion gear that it comes with breaks within 100 rounds, and if you're running stock JG gear set with the Matrix 3000 motor, it'll destroy the gear set, which is, it's a bad thing, but that's why you also need to buy a pretty decent gear set, which I'll tell you guys about. But the pinion gear just gets destroyed. Even though it is a pretty decent pinion gear, you can buy much better ones like the one I'm about to suggest, which is the Systema heat-treated pinion gear made of high-quality steel. Trust me, Systema, that was a great idea, and it's only like $13, and it's never going to break. It's made of steel, and you can trust things that come from Systema. Very, very good. And also, for the gear set, I'd recommend, I believe it's the Matrix heat-treated steel gear set, and that one's very, very good, and that one's tuned for high speed. Oh, sorry, no, it's not Matrix, it's made by Bravo, and I've heard that's a really, really tough gear set, and that one's only like $60 compared to the gear sets that you can get from like Systema for like $100-something for like $120, which is a bit overpriced for me. I'd rather spend some more money on the motor. And that setup alone, on an 8.4 battery, will probably get you somewhere around 24 BBs a second, about that. And with a battery of a 7.4 volt LiPo, which is what I'm gonna get, and they're not that expensive, it's probably gonna go around 30 BBs a second, and that's just crazy. I would recommend downgrading the spring, though, the factory spring, because this gun is shooting really hot. This gun's shooting about 450 FPS, and having a high turbo motor, which the turbo type motors are best for increased FPS in dealing with stiffer springs for better FPS. I decided to go with a high turbo motor and a high speed gear set, and that'll hopefully manage it out quite well, to the point where I don't really have to downgrade. I can keep the stock spring in here, which I have no idea what stock spring I have in this gun. Somewhere around in 100 and 120 range, because this gun is shooting hot. It's shooting 450 at my local airsoft park. I'm only allowed to engage someone. I can't engage someone closer than 15